Hello and welcome everybody to our newest listing. This one is over in the east side of Wasaga Beach, over in the Georgian Sands community. It's pretty much mixture of townhomes and detached homes. It's a brand new subdivision. There's parts of it that are like a year to 2 years old, but they're still building houses. This is a brand new occupancy as of like September. Hasn't been lived in yet, so we got a few of these. But make sure you stick around because even though this is a townhouse, an end unit townhouse, 3-bed with 4 bathrooms. Stick around because I'm going to take you to a detached one. Then I can explain a little bit about some of the differences, a little bit about east side of Wasaga Beach, some of the pros and cons, and just get you a little bit more familiar with this side of Wasaga. These homes, most or if not all, come with inside entry to the garage, which is super handy. These are 3-story towns in here, and then there's a lot of 2-story detached. In the 3-story towns, the main floor, kind of the second floor, but the main living space floor is basically looks like this. So you got kitchen, dining, you know, behind me would be like this, your living space, TV would go here. Deck, these are all brand new. Again, this house was built in 2024, like September, so not that long ago. And then on the back side, you'll have your dining, powder room off to the side, a little office nook over there if that's what you want to use it for, powder room, of course, and then up to the bedrooms. So builder model, you know, you got 3 bedrooms. This is considered the master. We got an ensuite. We got an ensuite over here. And another convenient feature would be laundry on the bedroom floor. Super convenient to most people. Some people say they don't like the noise that if they're running their laundry, I guess, when they sleep, but I don't know. I think it's more convenient having it on that floor and just don't do the laundry when you're sleeping, maybe. Good sized bedrooms, pretty spacious, good room for a queen bed and all that. So yeah, that's what the main floor would look like. Again, a lot of them are single car garages. There are a few double car garages. There's the second full bath. There's a powder room on the entry level floor on the first, and a powder room on off the kitchen there. So that's your pretty typical layout of a lot of these townhomes. Now, some of the townhomes have double car garage and a little bit different layout. Stick around and I'm gonna head over to a detached home and show you what that might look like. The townhomes in the Georgian Sands community at this moment are selling between the 5s and the 6s, like 5 to 6. So upgraded end unit, maybe a golf course view or pond view will be closer in the higher 5s. And then maybe one of the smaller ones, maybe not an end unit, will be like lower 5s type stuff. But that's kind of the range you're looking for. And then I'll explain some more when we get over to the detached. Remember, if this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Wasaga Beach, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. That way you'll just be the first to know about everything that's happening here, new listings, do some neighborhood tours, and you'll just know everything that is going on. My name is Kevin De Silva, and I'm a local real estate agent with Royal LePage Locations North. I get calls all the time from people just like you that are looking to move to Wasaga Beach or maybe just cottage here, or they just want to learn more. If you go to the description box of this video, there's a link to book a Zoom call directly on my calendar at a time that works for you. Other than that, on to the next house. All right, so now we are in the detached home here in the Georgian Sands subdivision. This one's a little bit bigger. It's detached. It's a very different feel than townhomes. So when you walk in, you come straight into the living, dining, kitchen area kind of thing. Whereas the other townhomes, you typically have to walk up the stairs because the first floor when you walk in is garages, and then there is some living space and a powder room. Whereas these, you walk in, there's like a traditional basement, whereas the townhomes don't really have basements. That's just that walk-in level. Basement would obviously be just down there. Nothing really much to see here. It's just an unfinished basement, powder room over there behind me. And again, inside entry to the garage, which again, it's just super convenient, right? Kick off your stuff over here. And one thing I noticed with some of these new subdivisions and new houses is this one always kind of drove me crazy. So they got a double car garage, but the stairs kind of go into where one of the cars would fit. So even though it's classified as a double car garage, the stairs that come into the garage don't know if you can tell here, but it doesn't really allow for that second car to get in. So it ends up being just a really big one-car garage, in my opinion, right? So yeah, central back, outside entry over there. And then again, back here, just like a nice wide open space, fireplace. The townhomes don't really have fireplaces. I haven't noticed any in any of the townhomes. Let me think about it for a second. No, I have not seen any in this subdivision at least. So yeah, you got kind of, this would be your living and dining space though, and kitchen. So you'd have to dining table right here, and then couch closer to here, TV over the fireplace. That's kind of would be the most likely setup here. Again, these homes are a little bit bigger than the townhomes. Those townhomes are around the 1,400 to 1,600 square foot mark, whereas these detached homes are a little closer to the 2,000 mark. In some of them. Some of them are a little bit small. They also have one extra bedroom. So we were just in a in-unit townhome with 3 bedrooms. This is a 4-bedroom detached. Again, laundry on the upper floor. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. The first bedroom's the master. So, and then the 4th one is over here. It'd be an office type thing. There was a full 4-piece bathroom in the master. There's another 4-piece bathroom here for the other 3 bedrooms to use. So that's kind of your townhouse in Georgian Sands versus detached in Georgian Sands. Now the detached homes go for more the $600,000 to $700,000 range at the time of making this video. Again, depending on a few things, finishes, views, stuff like that. But that's what you can expect, whereas the townhomes are more 5 to 6. Detached homes are 6 to 7. I mean, there's some anomalies that are more or less. Oh, another big thing to keep note for the Georgian Sands subdivision is that there is short form POTL fee, piece of tied parcel or something like that. I should know that off the top of my head, but I'm forgetting right now. But anyways, it's basically like a condo fee, right? So they're not high. They're around $200. The townhome we just came from is like 180, 190 type POTL fee, and the detached home is a little over 200. And that really only covers road maintenance as far as I know, because the town doesn't necessarily cover the roads in here. It's like a private thing or something going on there. So it's a little bit different setup than your typical freehold detached. It's still almost freehold, but it does have that POTL fee that you do have to watch out for when you're doing your mortgage pre-approvals and your calculations. So definitely watch out for that, because there has been confusion on when they're listed as freehold or condo town or condo house or freehold house. So just watch out for that. But other than that, they're the most affordable homes as far as new homes go in Wasaga Beach. These are the most affordable new homes. That 500 to 6,000 range for a townhouse and a 6 to 7 for a brand new detached. These are the most affordable homes, most affordable price point you will get in Wasaga Beach. Stick around still, because I'm just gonna go grab a coffee from this end of town, show you what's on this east side. We'll just take a step into Stonebridge Plaza just for a second for you to see that. I'll grab a coffee, head back to my office, and explain to you some pros and cons about the east side of Wasaga and the Georgian Sands community. So make sure to stick around a little longer to watch that. Hey guys, I just stopped at Condo over here on the east side of town. One of the coffee shops you can come to from any side of Wasaga. Wasaga is not that big, but if you're on the east side, you're minutes or walking distance to it in some cases. And then right across the street is the new, I don't know if you can see that through the window behind their indoor igloo, but that's the new Wasaga Arena, twin pad arena with the library. And then just down the street here, like a minute away, is the Stonebridge Plaza. So in this plaza on the east end of Wasaga, right behind me, you got Walmart. You got a few other things here like dentist, eye doctor, Boston Pizza, pet stores, Foodland across the street. There's a bunch of things. This is a lot of the East End amenities. Again, convenient if you're in the Georgian Sands subdivision or really anywhere in Wasaga, but especially kind of middle to East End. So that's what you got here in Stonebridge. And anyways, I'm heading back to the office to do pros and cons of the East area, and I'll hop back on in a minute. All right, so I am back at the office. I got my coffee from Condo, and I want to talk about the pros and cons of specifically east side Wasaga Beach, Georgian Sands, and we'll just go through some of those that we can get a little bit more familiar with the good and the bad, right? So the goal is to be completely transparent and just kind of give you the full rundown, in my opinion at least. So pro number one is that it is much closer to Barrie than the other side of Wasaga Beach. Now remember, I've said it in a few videos, Wasaga Beach is long and skinny, and there's only, Moseley, like one road, and then it splits into two roads, Moseley and River Road East. So it can take 15 minutes to get across town. Here you'll see on my video here on the computer, this is Georgian Sands entrance. This is the Georgian Sands subdivision right here that I'm circling. And basically the other side being, I put 45th and Moseley as I picked a spot from east to west side. So that's just what that is there. And that is, as you can see right here, a 14 minute drive, right? So, 14 minutes, a lot of people coming from the GTA, 14 minutes is nothing. But when you get used to small town living and no traffic other than some summer traffic and when I say rush hour traffic, I grew up in Mississauga, so the traffic's just different there. To a lot of people, this is a lot of traffic. To me, it's pretty minor. But again, it's a 14-minute drive end to end. And the pro being on the east side is that you're 30 minutes away to Barrie. So from the Georgian Sands, right? From Georgian Sands, which again, to Barrie, like the 400 and Bayfield, that is exactly a 31-minute drive from Georgian Sands. Now think about this. If you're on the west side of Wasaga Beach, you're 45 minutes. I know it's only a 15-minute difference, but if you work in Barrie, 30 minutes versus 45, it does add up. 15 minutes at the beginning of the day, 15 minutes at the end of the day. Or some people work in the city, in the GTA still. So if let's say you're an hour and 20 minutes to work, a lot of people do some hybrid work around here where they work from home and go to the office a couple of days a week in the GTA. So if you're an hour and 20 minutes to the north end of Toronto, like Vaughan, an hour and 20 or an hour and 45, again, it's a big difference. That's a pro to being on the east side of Wasaga in that Georgian Sands subdivision. And again, they're brand new houses, right? So that's definitely a pro of Georgian Sands. A current con of Georgian Sands, con number one of Georgian Sands, currently the kids are getting bused over to Elmvale, right? So for the school. So that's only a temporary con, right? Because remember, there is a brand new school, kindergarten to 12, combination school, coming literally a 4-minute drive away from Georgian Sands, and it's expected to be completed in around 2027. So even though it's a con, it's a pretty short-term con. For now, that zone is going, the kids are in the zone of Georgian Sands are going to the Elmvale schools. Pro number two of the east end of Wasaga Beach in general. This is kind of more broad than Georgian Sands, but let's keep it specific to Georgian Sands a little bit. You are close enough but far enough from Beach 1, and I'll tell you why that's a pro. Because you sometimes want to go for a walk on Beach 1, down the strip, see the hustle and the bustle and the buzz, but it's only 5 minutes away to go to your house in Georgian Sands and be completely isolated from that and not be anywhere near the busyness. But, it's nice that it's that close. Beach Area 1, the world famous Beach Area 1, is 5-minute drive away from Georgian Sands. You can go get your ice cream, you can people watch, you can do whatever you want to do, and then just drive 5 minutes back home and be in your own space. So I think that is a really good pro of the Georgian Sands community. Con number two of the Georgian Sands community. So it is a community where there are condo fees. It's not really a con, it's just something to keep in mind that there are condo fees, more specifically POTL fees, parcel of tied land fees in that community, even on the detached homes. So it's technically, there's a condo corporation attached to it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Even though it's a con, it almost turns into a pro because part of the price difference in those detached homes compared to some other detached homes in Wasaga Beach that don't have these POTL fees make those other houses more expensive. Remember, this is one of the most affordable brand new communities in Wasaga Beach. So even though it's a con having the POTL fees, they're pretty minor, to be honest, compared to some other condo fees, I should say. They're high 100s, low 200s per month. But again, those townhomes are roughly 100 or more thousand less than a freehold townhome in, let's say, the new subdivision off of Sunnydale in Wasaga Beach. So, save $100,000 and pay $200 a month and get a few things taken care of, like your roads and your snow. So they say that your taxes are a little less because of that too, a little bit. So anyways, I'm going to call that a con that could turn into a pro if you incorporate the cost of the house being so much less and having the POTL. It is the most affordable community in Wasaga Beach as far as new communities go in brand new homes. So there's a couple other new communities in Wasaga Beach that are also fantastic and spectacular, but they are more expensive. Okay, so the fact that you can get into a townhome for 5 to 6, and remember, there's some anomalies. Some are even below 5, and some are a little above 6. But there's some below 500,000. But a lot of them are in the 500,000 range, low, mid, high. You can get to a townhome for $500,000 roughly, and to a detached home for $600,000 to $700,000. Some even went below 600 for a brand new detached home in Wasaga Beach. That's just fantastic. Like, it's less than $600,000 for a brand new house. I'm not sure about too many communities where you can get that. Con number 3 of Georgian Sands. Okay, this is a little bit tricky. So even the pro of it being close to Barrie, being only half an hour to Barrie, also makes it, remember, it was 15 minutes from East End to West End when I called it Georgian Sands to 45th and Moseley. It makes it that much further from Collingwood if that's somewhere you're going to have to travel often to. If you don't work in Barrie and you work in Collingwood, that could be a con for you, because remember, it's about an extra 15 minutes to get through town. So let's say you're on the west end of town and you're going to Collingwood. It's only about 15-20 minutes, whereas if you're on the other end of town in Georgian Sands, you got to add that 15 minutes. So all of a sudden it could be 30 to 35 minutes, depending on where in Collingwood you are. So that could be a con. But to flip it into a pro, you could save, again, over $100,000 or $200,000 on, if you're okay with driving that extra 15 minutes. So let's say you do work in Collingwood, or you do travel to Collingwood often, but you want to save quite a bit of money on your home. These are the most affordable homes. So is that extra money worth the extra drive a few times when you go to Collingwood? I don't know. That's up to you. It's something we talk about when we're looking for homes for you. So it's something we keep in mind and consider on your home purchase and on your home search, right? We look at the whole picture. There's a lot of different communities here, right? So when you reach out to me, we'll navigate all of that, right? And we'll get through it. So let me bring it back to one last pro for the Georgian Sands. You do have a lot going on in the East End. There's a brand new developments going up in the main beach area. They're really trying to redevelop here. Beach Area 1, you got the high school going up, you got the new Twin Pad Arena, that doubles as a concert venue sometimes, a brand new library. They're redeveloping Beach 1. They're tearing down a lot of the old buildings, building some brand new stuff. So really, with it being the least expensive brand new homes in Wasaga, and all this development potential, not even potential, it's really set to happen, right? So it is, there's a bunch of articles, you can look it up, I'll post some. There's a lot of stuff happening in Beach Area 1. Wasaga Beach is going full force on trying to make these things happen, and there are plans in place, there are developers in place, things are coming. So it could be a win-win if you get in while the prices are still the lowest for a new community in Wasaga Beach. So that is definitely a big pro of the Georgian Sands. All those new amenities coming with all the ones already there. Remember, Stonebridge Plaza is right there, and there's already a ton going on there, right? Your Walmart, there's grocery stores, there's Walmart, there's a Foodland, there's some restaurants. Remember, you can walk to Beach Area 1, and then you got Stonebridge by the Bay. There's communities over there. So there's just a lot going on for that side of town. A lot of potential, a lot of opportunity, I'd say, on that side. So definitely ending off with that pro. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I got for today. Remember though, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know what's going on in Wasaga Beach or the general area, and just have a good understanding of everything by watching these videos. Remember, in the description box of this video, there's all the ways you can reach out to me, including a direct link to my calendar, or you can book a Zoom call and we can just have a loose conversation and go over these neighborhoods and I can share my screen with you, and I can explain some different neighborhoods. But yeah, that's all I got for today, and I am looking forward to helping you make a smooth move to Wasaga Beach.